Hi guys, it's Jenny, welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 5 of 12 Days of Christmas Conspiracies. So in today's Christmas conspiracy we are going to be talking about the legend of Krampus, and this one I find so interesting. I feel like I say that in quite a lot of these videos, but I mean, to be honest, I find all of these interesting, hence why I'm doing a video on it. But yeah, I've always had kind of an interest in Krampus. I think because it's like a Christmas legend, but like it's so creepy, so it's just, I don't know, interesting to me. But yeah, let's get into Krampus and who he is. The story of Krampus kind of originates in Germany and Austria. That's where it's, I guess, celebrated the most, and that's where the legend of Krampus kind of started. So although nowadays Krampus is very much to do with Christmas, Krampus's roots actually have nothing to do with Christmas. So it actually dates back to pre-Germanic paganism, and his name originates from the German Krampen, which means claw. So tradition has it that he is actually the son of hell in Norse mythology, and when this whole thing started, the Christian church actually tried to banish celebrations of Krampus due to his resemblance of the devil. Fascists in World War II Europe actually found Krampus despicable because Krampus was actually considered a creation of the Social Democrats. Although Krampus had a lot of opposition, I guess, none of this kind of stuck, like even the attempted banishment from the Christian church, none of it kind of held, and eventually Krampus actually evolved into a Christmas feared tradition, I guess. So Krampus's appearance kind of varies, but he most of the time resembles something between like a goat and kind of like an abominable snowman. So that's mainly what people believe Krampus to look like, with the like horns and the long tongue and everything. However, in Austria they would actually use Krampus on holiday greeting cards, and they've been doing this since like the 1800s. And so traditionally Krampus has a very long tongue which would go like halfway down his chest, but he would also have one human and then one hooved foot, but no one's actually entirely sure why this is. His feet are kind of only like that in Austria. So Krampus nowadays is known as Santa's kind of helper in a way, where Santa would bring like the presents and the joy, Krampus would bring the pain and the fear. So in Germany, December 5th is known as Krampusnacht, which I hope I'm saying that right, but that translates to Krampus Night. So on the night of December 5th, Krampus would visit every house where he might leave bundles of sticks for the bad children, or he might even hit them with it, or he might toss the bad children in a sack, carry it on his back, and then toss it in a nearby stream, or he might just straight up take the bad children to hell with him. However, December 6th, so the next day, is known as Nicholastorg. I probably am not pronouncing that right. This is St. Nicholas Day, who is otherwise known as Santa. So in the morning, children would look out their window to see if the shoe or boot that they left the night before would be filled with presents, meaning that Santa came to visit them and that they had been good, or filled with sticks, which meant that Krampus had visited and that they weren't good that year. So an article published in 1958 about the Krampus legend in Styria, which is a state in southeast Austria. They reported in that Krampus would deliver small bundles of gold painted sticks to the children, which is of course small versions of the bundles of sticks that he would use to beat bad children. However, because they were painted in gold, this was seen as a good thing, I guess. And so the families of the children who got the gold painted sticks would hang them on the wall in their house for the rest of the year, as decoration, and this would also remind their children to stay in line, because if they didn't, then Krampus would come and punish them. So in places like Austria, Germany, Hungary, Slovenia and the Czech Republic, they would actually have a thing called Krampus, which is known as Krampus Night, and that's when they would kind of celebrate Krampus in a way. So men would dress up as the beast and would roam the streets, where they would chase down people with their bundles of sticks and would often beat people. If people try to hide by running in like shops or restaurants, they would chase them into there and continue to beat them with the sticks. So it's quite a vicious night, to be honest. I don't know if I'd like to experience it. It sounds quite scary. Especially if you were like a small child. Like, I'd find that absolutely terrifying, but it's a tradition that has been going on for years and years in those countries, and people seem to really enjoy it and have a lot of fun. So although traditionally Krampus is very feared amongst the majority of people, in Austria they're actually trying to like commercialize it a bit more. So they sell like chocolate figures of it, like, you know how here you can get like the chocolate figures of Santa every Christmas. They do the same, but it's figures of Krampus. And they also sell like collectible horns and stuff. I think I'd quite like to visit like Austria or Germany around that time of the year, because I feel like it would be really interesting to see, because it's just so different to what we have over here. Like, it would be really interesting to see that. But yeah, they're trying to like commercialize like the harsh persona of Krampus, but a lot of people have actually been complaining about that, because they think that it's kind of taking away the fearfulness of Krampus. Like, people don't really fear Krampus anymore. It's kind of seen as something quite like cool in a way. So although Krampus is like mainly celebrated in those countries like Germany, Hungary, Austria and stuff, it's nowadays it's not just celebrated there, it's kind of spread to the rest of the world. I think this is probably due to the fact that Krampus has appeared in a lot of TV shows like Supernatural, Grimm, Scooby-Doo he's been in, American Dad has also been in. So it's kind of being very commercialized, and it's very well known as well all throughout the world, especially as they've now made a horror movie about Krampus. I think this was released maybe last year or the year before, like around this time. I haven't seen it because it's a horror film and I really don't like horror films, but who knows, maybe I'll give it a watch at some point. And because Krampus is so well known throughout the world now, in America they actually have things like Krampus parties, Krampus costume contests, which is strange I think, and many cities actually host their own traditional Krampus lore. Los Angeles in particular has a huge Krampus scene community, but it's not just that city in America. There's places like Chicago, DC, Philadelphia, Richmond, Orlando. All over America now you can go to different Krampus nights, and you can do Krampus costume parties and everything like that. But yeah, that is kind of Krampus and who he is, what the legend is. It's obviously changed quite a bit throughout the years. He's definitely not as feared as he used to be in tradition, which I think is kind of sad in a way, because he has been so commercialized throughout the years, which I don't know, is a bit boring now. Like, I don't know, it's pretty overused, but yeah, that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and found it interesting. I hope you learned something new. Let me know if you did in the comments below. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below, and I will see you tomorrow for my next Christmas conspiracy video. Bye guys!